right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Give me a touchdown on the top prop bets here on PrizePicks today for Taco Tuesday. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, I do want to start off with calling out this kind of prop bet yesterday. Obviously, yesterday was a good day yesterday, but I got a comment saying, hey, this line has been bumped to 13. Should I still be betting it? And no, that's just how props betting goes. I just want to reiterate that point. That was a bet yesterday where it was only a 53.5% likelihood to hit. Very strange, actually, guys, with college football season, just in general. Obviously, a good day yesterday, 4 for 4. That kind of 8 for 8 on PrizePicks, really, because I mentioned there's another bet that I would be running out kind of both ways, Junkins, anytime touchdowns, whatever. But it's weird, the college football season, just to recap it, because that was literally every single week. And it was kind of by sight, at the start of the season, college football season, consistently hitting bets on underdog, which meant on PrizePicks we were not hitting bets. And then for whatever reason, during the college football playoffs, that flipped. And it was super strange, but very fun to end on a good note. But getting back to this point, if you guys are ever watching this video and I say we got a good bet and the line changes, most likely we're no longer betting that. Okay, obviously you can check on the 9 to 5 cheat sheet if you remember to kind of verify or make sure whether or not it's a good bet or not. But if you guys are someone that's just watching the videos, if a line changes, more times than not, we're not going to be betting that. And this is, I think, a prime example of why, right? Got bumped to 13. He would not have hit at 13 here. All right, guys, so now we go ahead and jump on into the PrizePicks board. Right now, what I'm sorting by is the prop line difference between PrizePicks and Underdog. And I want to call out some of these because we are getting some decent prop line differences. We are getting a lot of college basketball prop bets today. Now, this better not be like Friday, where we had a bet in Owen Freeman. That seemed like a perfect middle. That gets pulled for some random reason because it was clearly an error, which it clearly was not. And I thought I was done tilting about that bet, the Owen Freeman bet, guys, where basically we had a good opportunity to bet the over on Underdog and bet the under on PrizePicks. I felt pretty comfortable doing that. It wasn't like an egregious line, but I was kind of over it until I saw this email come in yesterday night where it's like, hey, your favorite player last week was Owen Freeman. It's like, yeah, no, it's a massive edge for us. It's not a bet where we shouldn't have been betting on it because of the potential for it to get bumped. That bet was available for 3 freaking hours last week, and then you decide to pull it because of an error. No, it's just a bad line. No, it's just you saw Underdog's line and decided to bump it or take it off the board, and then DNP. And then Underdog actually bumped theirs all the way up to 34.5 to the point where it's like, oh, that clearly wasn't a bad line. The person that's in charge of college football or college basketball prop bets just made a mistake. That was their fault. It wasn't an error in anything. Could you tell I'm still tilted by that? All right, let's get into it. I don't normally get mad, but that one made me mad. It's the fact that I got that email that really just pushed me over the... Anyways, guys, let's get into it. So we are getting some prop line differences here for college basketball. We have Alex Carban here, where I do want to call. I have a general rule for 3 players right now. Hunter Dickinson, Alex Carban, and then also Ryan Kalkbrenner. For whatever reason, those 3 players, we always see decent prop line differences for on every single slate. Really, every single slate. It's super weird. And so we're seeing that again with Carban here. And he is so hit or miss. And it seems like, and I honestly think this is 100% of the time, whichever bet he's favored to get whenever we see this prop line difference, the opposite hits. And so what we're seeing here, maybe we actually just bet the under and Underdog. I'm not saying do that. Obviously, we want to go with the data, but he has been super tilting mostly just because he's been so inconsistent. But that's a bet where, honestly, guys, if you are going to bet the over here like we should be doing, I would hedge a little bit and bet the under on Underdog. And then we do have another one here where we are seeing a decent prop line difference. Obviously, one of the bigger prop line differences that we are seeing. Again, I'm kind of okay with betting the over here. We look at the percent likelihood for these bets to hit, sure, 52.1% likely to hit. But again, when we're kind of factoring in a middle opportunity, I'm kind of fine with that. We do see that the PrizePicks line is clearly the outlier here. And so, it's kind of a double verification for us. And then same thing with Alex Carban, where he is about a 53% likely to hit. Now, I do want to call it another bet as well. If you guys are someone that does bet on Underdog as well, this is a good bet to actually bet on the under. RJ Davis, where we are seeing that the Underdog line is very high compared to all the other books that we are getting there as well. So now we're going to go ahead and just sort by the edge. Guys, we are getting way too many good bets today, honestly. It's tough to really... This is I think it was Friday. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. There's a day last week where it's just all right, we're getting a plethora of good bets where it's just kind of one of those days where either you're making a lot of bets or you just kind of hope that you're on the correct bets for that day. And that's kind of today. Look at how many bets we have over like a 54% likely to hit, especially in college basketball. It's insane. And so we're kind of just going to be rolling with that. That's kind of the theme today, is that we're getting a lot of good bets. Now, I do want to call it with these college basketball prop bets. When we go a little bit lower, what we're going to notice is that we are getting like BJ Freeman here with his points here, 12.5. We are seeing this is a good bet for sure, but the projection data does kind of like the over. Dawson Garcia, same thing. Neal, same thing. And so if you guys are someone that's maybe trying to limit your action or potentially just place your best bets possible, then we could look at someone like Max here for over his rebounds and assists, 9.5. The projection data likes the over there. Or some of these other bets like Cam Jones for under his points and assists, or Cam Jones under his points and rebounds. David Joplin there for under his points and rebounds. Nate Santos for under his points and rebounds, where the projection data isn't telling us the opposite story. That's kind of the approach I'm going with today. But again, we are getting a ton of pretty solid bets today. We got Sebastian Thomas as a pretty interesting one here, guys. So we see that his fantasy score over is being favorited there. But we also are seeing his points be a bet where we might want to be betting the under. So it's definitely an interesting line. But I think I'm fine rolling with the over fantasy score there. And then real quickly, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the NBA cheat sheet. So been getting this question a decent amount. I just want to clear it up. Like, people are like, hey, where are the lock bets? I'm like, we don't always get lock bets. Like, those are extremely rare, okay? And they've hit a decent amount. I think on the year, it's like 19 for 15, maybe something like that. So we're not always getting them. We're very rarely going to get them. Like yesterday, we actually had Zach LaVine for under his points, 26. And then I think like someone was ruled out, which actually changed the line. Very unfortunate there. Seemed like it was still going to hit going into halftime. Had 9 points. But anyways, like, it's not always going to hit. It's just an indicator of whether or not we have a good bet, a bet that we should be going out of our way to target. Hammer bets are going to be that as well, but it might be something slightly off. And so like for these two bets here, these are hammer bets, where basically these are better traditional sportsbook bets, okay? Because we still want to be always focusing on what Vegas thinks is the percent likelihood for a bet to hit. And so if that was 54% likely to hit, these would all be considered lock bets because just all the data points would then be agreeing that the PrizePicks line is a little bit too low. But let's zoom back out, guys. We are getting some okay bets. I'm a little bit concerned about like Wendell Carter, Banchero as well, where we're going to see that they're two of the better bets for under their fantasy score. But against Toronto, they get a pretty good matchup. Now, just looking at the game total, we're going to notice that Toronto's most likely playing to the Magic's talent, if you will, or kind of pace of the game, if you will. And so that's probably why we are still seeing the unders be favored there, but really kind of a thin board right now NBA wise. Now, I do want to call out this tool that I have available on the 9-to-5 cheat sheet as well for NBA. Other NBA books, I'm still kind of figuring this out. It's kind of a work in progress, but I want to get the data out to you guys. So if you guys are someone that maybe bets on Fliff, you can click on Fliff. Then it's going to filter by kind of the edges that we are getting for that. So we can see, guys, the edge percent. This is going to be, I know this is PrizePicks video, apologies, but this is going to be comparing the Fliff line with the juice still attached to the line against the average sportsbook line with the juice taken out. And so basically, if we ever get a plus edge bet, those are bets that we should be going out of our way to target. Okay. Also adding some other books here. Novig is a popular site, so you could bet the under assists for some of these guys. And I do want to call it, like I mentioned, it's still a work in progress here. This is why. So I still like, it's duplicating some players here for like Karl-Anthony Towns, Jeremy Grant, whatever. It doesn't change the bet, but that's just something I need to clean up. Then we could keep going, guys. We are getting like for Prop Bet X, stupid name. We're getting some bets there, and obviously we could just go through, and there's just several books in there that, I had the data, so I'm like, might as well just toss that in there. Again, this is still a little bit of a work in progress, but if you guys see any bets that you like while you're going through that, by all means, use that. We still have the PrizePicks and Underdog tabs pulled in there as well. All right, let's go ahead. Sorry, kind of some fluff in this video. Apologies. Let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day. All right, guys, going ahead and get into the 9-to-5 bet of the day today. What we're going to notice right now is it's going to be a lot of college basketball prop bets, but I do want to call it NBA fantasy score, college fantasy score. We're probably going to be getting some decent prop line differences. You guys know the spiel by now. I try to put the video out as kind of late as possible so that we can make sure we're getting the best prop bets for you guys in these videos. At the same time, that does hurt the channel. So I got to kind of do a cutoff of like noon my time, or else it's basically irrelevant view-wise and really ends up hurting the channel. So if you guys appreciate that, make sure to leave a like here. But these are kind of the 6 best prop bets. Again, maybe a little bit later on in the day, about an hour from now, we'll probably get some underdog lines in there for fantasy score. We'll be able to compare that against there as well. If you guys want to check out those lines, make sure you are a 9-to-5 member. You guys can get access to the website and all the tools available on the website for just $10 a month. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with all your bets today. And as always, let's keep cashing.